Hey everybody, this is Beelit, and this is Street Fighter 5. What? I'm coming back to Street Fighter 5? Okay, well not really. This this gameplay is still all from the first month of the game's release. It's just been on the backlog. I've been trying to deal with life stuff and just haven't got around to doing this. And so I'm back at it. I'm trying to kind of catch up to where I am now. But these matches are still from the one and done era of online ranked matches. So yeah, just keep in mind that these are pretty old. So yeah. So this is against Cammy. Cammy, that little thing that she did, I think that's her V skill. It's plus on block, I believe, but I don't think I knew that at this time. So I was trying to challenge it, and it just was not working. So I wasn't. It's hard to know when something is plus or when it isn't, because in Street Fighter you have a lot of like neutrals or -1s or stuff like that, and in those situations, that's not always a very clear indication of the game, kind of going to your turn once you block something like that, because one frame isn't very much, So it's kind of hard to figure out exactly what's plus and what isn't when you're going through the first time. So yeah, that's kind of how Street Fighter 5 works. And of course, also if you're not expecting something, then it also kind of catches you off guard. So someone will do something that is -2, but you're not looking for it. You're not expecting it, and so then it comes in, and you have that moment of hesitation because you didn't think that it was coming. And then you kind of scramble to press something, but by that time they've already recovered, and sometimes they've even beaten you out, depending on how much you hesitated. So here I'm kind of freaking out against Cammy because I really have no idea what I'm doing here. Go for cookie cutter cross up after that throw, and am I gonna crack? No, nope. Cookie cutter cross up again. Back up, DP. Yeah. One of the things that a lot of people do when they get into the corner is they immediately look to the skies. That is the easiest way to try to get out of the corner. So a lot of times with Ryu, what I'll do when I've got the opponent in the corner is if I hit with like a crouching medium kick fireball or something, I will backdash, and while I'm backdashing, I'll buffer the DP, and then if I see them go into the air, bam, I hit them with the DP. If they block the fireball in or the medium kick fireball, sometimes I'll still backdash and buffer it, but a lot of times I'll kind of sit there or maybe hold back, just in case. But it is very, very common for people to try to jump out of the corner. They just do not want to deal with that. So in this match I am playing as Nash, and this guy was actually, I felt like he knew what he was doing, but I don't know. The big problem with him is sweeps. He was using the sweeps a little bit too much, and I was able to kind of have a certain amount of safety because of that. And also combo opportunities he kind of lost going through to the sweeps. And see, obviously he knows the combos, but I guess he was just looking for something specific. Maybe he was trying to sweep my backdashes. That's the only thing I can really think of. But the sweep is very, very risky, and he DP'd, which, I mean, this guy seems to know what he's doing, but he's really insisting on these sweeps, and they're not really working out all that well for him. And sweep again. So it had to have been him looking for something specific. He must have been looking for the backdash, but this sweep is just so risky, I don't know. I guess I disagree. So my Nash is booty butt cheeks, as you're seeing here. Yes, I had some of the anti-airs down, but it's really not really that impressive. And I mean, in general, my Street Fighter 5 gameplay is not impressive. I really need to play the game more often, and I always say that, but I never do it. I really genuinely want to play the game. I want to actually understand it, and here I don't know any crush counter combos, so I just thought, hey, maybe standing medium punch and a crouching medium punch. I should have just done the standard. And that was a horrible freaking V trigger, but it didn't matter that time. So anyway, back to wanting to play. Yeah, I want to play, you know, and I try to get myself to play. It's just kind of hard, you know, if you don't have a ton of time and you don't really want to spend the time that you do have playing fighting games, which can be a little bit, you know, taxing on your stress levels. You know, you just kind of end up not doing it. But I really want to understand Street Fighter. Street Fighter has been one of those things that, you know, I don't expect it to be good at Street Fighter, you know, but I want to at least understand it. You know, I want to at least be able to say, I know how this game works. And I just really don't. I don't have a core understanding of how Street Fighter functions. You know, I can do stuff, but that's different from playing Street Fighter. You know, it's just the way that the game is played, how the things work. I want to be able to understand that. It just doesn't work out that way. So in this match, I'm actually playing as Laura against a Chun-Li. This Chun-Li pressed all of the buttons constantly. And that's one of the things I don't know how to deal with. I don't know how to deal with people mashing throw. I don't know how to deal with people pressing buttons constantly. One of the things that annoys me the most is when someone is getting hit and they're pressing buttons. That is like a serious pet peeve of mine. I cannot stand when someone is getting hit and they're still pressing buttons. You know, it infuriates me. And look at all that. All of that was freaking counter crap. Because you just refuse to block. Just buttons. Look, I am hitting, and she's freaking just mashing buttons as I'm hitting her. It ticks me off to no end. I cannot explain how upsetting it is when someone is just pressing buttons. I want to be able to stop it, but I don't know how. You know, and I have a really hard time like understanding when something is actually going to work, like those jabs. I thought maybe it would work, but did I know? Heck no. Did I have anything higher than a coin flip guess as to whether or not pressing the jabs was going to work? No, I didn't. I didn't know if I was going to lock her out. I had no freaking idea. I didn't know if this was going to be the one time that they weren't pressing buttons. I had no freaking clue. And that's one of the big things for me in Street Fighter. I just have no clue how this game functions. And I have no clue the mindset of people sometimes when they're playing this game. I don't know why they're pressing. Look at all that. And then I die. I mean, if you just watch that, it looks awful. It's disgusting. But I don't know how to stop it. I just don't know how to stop it. You know, there are some situations where, you know, you have a frame trap, all right? And I get how frame traps work. But how do you deal with someone who is pressing buttons as they're getting hit? You know? That kind of mentality, how am I supposed to know what somebody's going to do if they just never stop pressing buttons even when they're being hit? You know, when they're in situations where there is no reason for you to press a button. When they're in those kinds of situations, I don't understand how to get those kinds of... how to understand those people in Street Fighter. You know, if it's a game like freaking Mortal Kombat, alright, okay, well now I know I'm just gonna freaking mix them up forever. Alright, that's... well, I mean, that's what you do in Mortal Kombat all the time. It just regardless, you're mixing people up 50-50, 50-50, 50-50, 50-50. But in a game like Injustice, I would know, oh, okay, well, they're going to do that, then I'm just going to, let's say, neutral jump, or go into a standing reset that has like plus 29, you know, frame advantage or something, you know, and, you know, the easy to hit confirm kind of combo strings and stuff like that. But in Street Fighter, it doesn't work quite like that. You know, it's a little bit more of a guess. At least it feels. So anyway, yeah, I freaking lost it. I lost. Yep. Ah, this game.